a bunch of questions that are due.
Sure.
How'd we do?
Christine. Oh, that's right. You did get it.
That's the best.
All right. It's 6:30, and I will call to order the October 9th meeting for USD 489 School Board. We have all but Board Member Wellbrock present. And so at this time, I'd ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
I would so move.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I did.
Lori did. All right, hearing no discussion, all those in favor vote yes.
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 Yes. All those opposed say no. All right. As that passes, we'll move to 1.3, our district mission, vision, core values, and strategic plan. The mission of USD 489 is to provide a quality learning experience for every student in every classroom every day. And to support the mission of the district, the USD 489 Board of Education includes supporting a vision that encompasses high student achievement, highly effective staff, effective and positive communications, effective management of resources. Also vital to keep in focus on the district's mission and vision are that the USD 489 Board of Education supports the district's core values, being a champion for all kids, bringing your best every day, carrying the banner for your school and district, selling and creating possibilities and opportunities for students for their future. All right, and so we will move to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the minutes or to approve the consent agenda as is?
I so move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, Board President, I would like to recognize Mark Quigley for 21 years of service as a bus driver. He's a good guy.
Yep.
All right.
41 years that's a long time.
It is. And so,
That's all I have.
all right. Thank you.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I would like to pull out special meeting minutes, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jess, is there anything we need to do? Okay.
They got changed.
Refresh.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor vote yes.
Yes.
All those opposed vote no. Hearing none, that is approved. We will move on to public forum. Do I have anyone that would like to express public comment? Okay. And so as you come, our guidelines, we ask that the speakers start with stating your name and address, where you reside. You are limited to 3 minutes. You're asked to make only points that have not been made previously. And except to ask clarifying questions, board members shall not interact with speakers at the open forum. The board asks that all members of the public respect these rules so that everyone that wants an opportunity to provide input that has not already been given will have the chance.
So, Mary Hill, I live in Hayes. I just have a quick, when we had all the people commenting on the bathroom stuff, it just was, you know, both sides had points. And so thanks for all those opportunities. But I actually want to talk about something a little bit different, maybe a solution, not to that. But listening to everybody, and I had some one-on-one time with a board member talking, and we just agreed to disagree. But I thought about some of the things in the conversation. So bottom line is, whether it be the administration, principals, schools, some board members, obviously the bullying and the unsafe bathrooms, it is all happening now and has been. So what can we do about the now? And I actually had someone, I can't claim the whole idea myself, but we were talking about what you could do with the bathrooms now. And can I use your name? So Kelly just said, you know, it would be easy. They could just put, you know, metal, you know, whatever you call that, sections, attach them up and attach them down. Anyway, I got to thinking about that, driving home, and I'm thinking, well, cost, weight, da-da-da. So what has been amply around but plexiglass. So maybe attaching plexiglass on the bottom, and you could frost it a little bit, and plexiglass on top. That eliminates the people peering over, cameras going under. But the reason about the plexiglass is that if a student maybe overdosed or hurt or whatever, passed out, and were on the floor, you could see that shadow and you could know to get help. And obviously you guys went to big lengths to get the Narcan policies and people trained in buildings, but we also know that it needs to be quickly. And so being able to see and rescue kids, and that would take care of all the buildings, the bathrooms that have been unsafe, where the bullying is, where whatever is. Anyway, just a thought for a solution for now, because it's unsafe and has been now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kaiser Fox, and I reside at 2903 Thunderbird Drive in Hayes, Kansas. I'm a senior at Hayes High, and I'd just like to share some things surrounding the new high school. First off, some of the conversations I've had with other students about the new high school. Specifically, a lot of them have expressed excitement for the facilities that are coming. For example, when I spoke to some of the Tribe Broadcasting kids, they were excited for the new studio coming. A lot of these kids aren't going to even be able to use the studio, but they're just excited for what Tribe Broadcasting is going to be able to produce in the future. And then I'd also like to talk about, personally, how I feel about the new high school. I have 3 younger siblings. One's a sophomore, one's in 7th grade, and one's in 5th grade. And I'm obviously not going to be able to be in the new high school, but hearing that they'll be able to learn in that upgraded educational environment was it made me very happy, and I'm very glad that they'll be able to be educated in that space. And the last thing I would like to talk about is nope, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Kaiser.
Appreciate your comments.
Kaiser.
Good evening. My name's John Pyle. I live at 3002 Columbine Drive in Hayes. I'm not going to go on about the bathroom because 5 of you and the superintendent are pretty amended about running this social experiment through us. I was at the Ellsworth prison this weekend at a inmate retreat. I was a table leader, and the 6 inmates that I had around my table, I explained to them what we were doing here in Hayes and the new co-ed bathroom, and they laughed. I said, "Are you serious?" Okay. Then we had a retired principal that was one of the speakers, and I went over to him, confirmed that he was a retired principal, and I explained to him our bond issue and what we're doing here in Hayes, and I explained to him our co-ed bathrooms, and he was aghast. He said, "Are you serious? This is coming to western Kansas? Are you having any kind of pushback on that? Have the churches come together to express dissatisfaction?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, let me ask you this. If this is good enough for the students, ask and find out, are they going to be running the same co-ed type bathroom for staff at the high school? If it's good enough for the kids, it's got to be good enough for all the adult teachers." Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Okay. We will move to 4 points. Oh, I'm sorry.
It'll be short, I promise. I'm Kelly Ankar at 2004 Hall Street. And actually, the only point I wanted to make, if I understood correctly, when the designers were here for the special meeting, and they said that they had built 10 bathrooms, I believe that those, or 10 high schools, I'm sorry. Out of those 10 high schools, only one has the design with the bathroom stalls where boys and girls will be using the same stalls. So it's not lost on us as a community that that means 9 out of 10 high schools that were accepted and designed by these people didn't want these bathrooms in their communities. Nobody came forward and said, "Hey, we sure want these bathrooms." So 9 out of 10 did not want this. And we just want to make sure that's not lost on anybody in this conversation. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further public comments?
Mr. Chairman, Kaiser Fox kind of ran off there, but I don't know if Mr. Wilson's going to bring him back sometime, but he was a merit finalist. I don't know what the title was. You don't get to go on, but
He's still
you
here.
made your mark.
Right here, National Merit Scholar.
He made his mark, but he can't go on, kind of deal. Is that correct?
Tell us
Tell us about
about
your.
it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, you're good, you're good. I was a finalist for a national merit
National
scholarship.
National merit.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So tell us what all that involves. Tell us what all that involves for you to get paid.
It's just so if you were to go on in the scholarship like my peer Addie Audie did, she's phenomenal. She's a genius. You write an essay. It's a pretty general prompt. I don't remember exactly what it is, but that's what I would be doing if I did go on. But to get into like being considered, you just have to have, they take your ACT and your SAT score combined, and they just take a look across that. It's got a ton of students in it. It's a really awesome thing to help kids get an education in a time where now it's really hard to after high school.
You must have done all right.
I was going to say, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
It is.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Is it okay if I say one more thing?
Sure.
Okay. Another thing came to mind when I was sitting back there is I'm also a treasurer for Stuco, and we were having the conversation about the new high school as well. And one of the things we also talked about is hearing about the new high school also made it a lot more likely for us to come back to Hayes, to raise a family, stuff like that. That's all. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for sticking around.
All right. Well, are there any further comments? All right, then I will move to 4.1, Superintendent's Report. Mr. Wilson.
Okay, the first thing I'd like to just share, Mrs. Burns, with your permission, I'm going to ask her right now. She put together a little video. It's just 30 seconds, but kind of highlights our event last week. And I would tell you before we begin the video, this groundbreaking was just a shot of positivity. As all of you were there, the community came forward, and I can't tell you how many people came up and told me how excited they are about what we're doing, and they're just so supportive and just thanked us for everything that we've done to get this going in the community. And so this, Renee is gifted because she put this together in like 30 minutes after the event. She fired it to me, and this would have taken me, I would never been able to do it. So. But it just is a little clip, and there are some videos, but it's the singing. If you know, we had the district choir. We called it a district choir. We had students range, I don't know, 4th, 5th, was that low? Fourth through 12th grade. We pulled them together, and they sing the Hayes High alma mater. She puts it in the background. It's just, and it makes me emotional every day. I've seen this probably 20 times since she sent it to me, and it just kind of gives me, raises the hair on my body for, this is pretty cool. So. Pretty cool. That I think it's nice to know that we are off and rolling, and just some good things are coming for our community. Also, just like I gave you a little update on the Roosevelt Elementary, I've included some pictures. That pad is almost fully poured. And so once that gets completed and after it cures, we will be off to the races. So things are looking good there as well. One other thing, I think this is also a really very cool thing. Our Weekend Center was selected for the KSB District Showcase, which is coming up on November 10th. We submitted an application to try and get them highlighted. We sat down and we tried to figure out what would be the one thing in our district that we had the opportunity, and so we thought the Weekend Center would be a really nice thing to, and maybe be a little different than what other districts were submitting. They said they would only pick 20 districts to highlight, so we were one of the districts that got selected, and our Weekend Center will represent our district. So they will be there on November 10th. They'll be in the big, I believe, convention hall, and I'll have the opportunity to present what they do at the Weekend Center. And what we're really focused on is just the post-secondary success that we're having with those kids as they continue their education with us after graduating from Hayes High, and we're just really excited about them having that opportunity. So, and also I just included some information for you to look at in your agenda packet for this evening, and that would have been the class numbers and the vacancy report. That's all I got.
A lot of good things happening.
Yes,
Yeah.
lots of good things.
Any questions for Mr. Wilson? Okay. All right. We will go into section 5.1, free breakfast for all students. And as we start this, can I have anybody want to make this motion?
I would like to do this very much. I would like to make a motion to provide free breakfast
Yeah.
at all the schools in USD 489, which will change the breakfast price for all students, regardless of free and reduced eligibility, to $0 effective later this month, Monday.
Yes, next Monday.
But Jessica's going to explain.
Yeah.
And before
Perhaps
Jessica
you could
starts, I just want, this is something that, this is something we work on as a district. And, we talk about our mission. You know, how do we provide a quality learning experience for every student every day? I talk to the directors quite a bit who, you know, are not necessarily people that are working directly with kids, but I always say, make sure in your area, what can you do to always think about how you can make a quality learning experience for every student every day? And we talk about those opportunities. Credit to Jessica. She came with this idea, and I think and I'm not going to steal her information, but the one thing we learned good about COVID, or the one good thing about COVID, was we were feeding kids every morning, and we saw some good things because of that. Now, when we went back to full pay, not everyone was eating breakfast that was during COVID. And so that, credit to Jessica for bringing this proposal to me. This is one of the cool things that I get to do as a superintendent, and I'm sure for her as a nutrition service director. I'll let you.
Than a kid who's more focused on their tummy growling. So I'm sure you're, questioning what this all means cost-wise. And I mean, ultimately, the money is not the major factor here. We're hopeful, and we expect that when we make this change, that our participation will increase in all eligibility levels, free, reduced, and paid, to where we break even. It doesn't cost us anything. We expect to go back up to the numbers we had in 21-22, if not higher. We hope higher. So it all depends on participation. If that happens, it'll be a wash. If that doesn't happen, we might have to use some carryover funds, and then we reevaluate every summer the meal prices anyways. So I guess, do you guys have any questions or thoughts?
So did you have a steep drop-off this year when they started paying again? Is that what you've seen?
Well, they started paying again last year.
Last year,
So,
okay.
yeah, during the pandemic, it was in the 700s to 800s. Right now, it's in the 500s, which is actually higher than it's ever been. Before free. But, yeah, so it would be a couple hundred more kids a day if we go back to that. But again, we're hoping to kind of promote it. We've been making some changes to our menus to try to make it more exciting. We went a long time without really doing any change to our breakfast menus, and now we're kind of trying to add some new stuff in. Really listen to kids, what they want, what they don't want. But this will just eliminate the money factor so that all kids, if they don't eat at home, can come eat at school and not have to worry about that.
Are you including children with special needs in this category as well?
Absolutely. I mean, it's open to all kids. So
Okay.
yeah, we have lots of the special needs kids that come and eat. And sometimes it's their para that comes and gets food for them or whatever.
Okay.
But regardless, everybody has the same access.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and that includes the Weekend Center and West Side as well.
Good.
Yeah.
Jessica, I applaud you bringing this to the board. There's so many times I hear from people that said, are you focusing in on the kids? What is good for our kids? And this is one thing. If you can think of a kindergartner, a first grader, or a second grader, or a junior in high school that is hungry and they're sitting in that classroom, it's not their fault that they're hungry. And if we can do something about this, I applaud, and we can look at the money situation, like you said, next year and the prices and what, if we can extend that. But I can't see how this isn't good for the kids that will take advantage of this.
I think it's great for the kids. I mean, and that's the whole, like I said, the whole purpose we're here. So I think it's the best thing for them. And, we had a very successful summer food program. So all the extra money from those free meals is really going to pay for free breakfast for kids, for a while.
At
So-
which level do you have the highest breakfast servings? K-5, 6, 8, the high school level?
Actually, right now, it's the high school, believe it or not.
Okay, good.
Because this year we implemented second chance breakfast. So they can come in the morning, eat at a traditional breakfast in the cafeteria, but, we know they don't all get up in time, they don't get to school on time, they're not hungry at that time, whatever. So we started having our breakfast carts in the hallway in 2 different locations between first and second period, and during that time, we're serving 100 and some kids just in those 7 minutes who did not get breakfast before. And some who did get breakfast before and they're hungry again, so, because they don't eat lunch until 1, so
Right.
I think that's, right now it's a high school, which is great, but we want to obviously increase at all levels and across all eligibility, so.
Can I add something really quick? At my school this year, because of my demographics of Lincoln, we received a state grant too, so all meals have been free for Lincoln all year. And I will tell you that a lot of my family struggled last year, even my paid families, to get breakfast and lunch. And my numbers have gone up for breakfast probably 30 to 35% this year from last year because we were able to provide that for students. And I applaud Jess. I didn't know anything about it. Ron was actually in my office this summer, and I received this check, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what this is for. And we had to look it up, and Jess said, yeah, that's what I was talking about last spring. So it's really awesome. So I applaud you, and she does everything she can for our buildings. So
That's excellent.
Jessica,
Yes.
if I understand, you said if they eat as much as we did during the pandemic, you're going to be fine? If they do,
Yes.
if that exceeds that to,
Yeah, so and
is
if
that
it
going to be a
exceeds
problem
that,
for
then
you?
we'll come out on top
It'll be a
financially.
wa- oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, give or take, it's not an exact, because it depends on how many, kids who qualify for, the kids that start eating breakfast now, if they're free, reduced, or paid, during the pandemic, a lot more students who qualified for free also ate than are eating right now. So I think if all levels increase the way that they did during that time, then we will break even. Because our reimbursement is the same. The reimbursement does not change but it's free for the family, so.
Thank you for bringing this, and it's obviously going to be an awesome opportunity for our district, so it's a great idea. Thank you.
And it'll go into effect next Monday.
Yes,
That-
my managers wanted a little bit of time to make sure they had enough food and we're prepared, so.
The tax
So
law.
we'll be prepared next Monday to start this,
Yeah.
just in case there's a big rush. But
Well-
I don't think
Well, thank you so much. It's incredible the way you're working for our kids in this district, so I do appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Mr. President?
Thank you.
We need a second.
I second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion at all? All right, hearing none. All those in favor vote yes?
Yes.
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 All those opposed vote no. Hearing no no's, it is approved. Thanks again, Jessica. All right, and then we're going to move to 5.2, enrollment of non-resident students, second read. And there's no motion to be made on this one, is that correct?
Well, the reason there's no, because we have to have the public hearing
Okay.
before you approve, so we will do that in November. But once again, this is just that enrollment of non-resident students, meaning we'll be an open enrollment district. We'll set some capacity numbers. That won't come until later in May. We'll approve those. I'll have the board approve those capacity numbers in terms of what we'll accept, and if we cap the number for each grade level. And so, but at this time, it's just the basic policy. And just as a reminder, we do have the ability, though, if a student is deemed who's not in our district and is deemed not in good standing, and there was a list of things that are listed, such as attendance, such as parents not providing correct or false information, if they're not a resident of Kansas, which shouldn't really apply to us, or they're under a suspension or expulsion from another Kansas school district or any other school. And or if they have 3 or more out-of-school suspensions during the current school year. So that would be not in good standing, and we wouldn't allow them to enroll in our district. So that's included in the policy. So other than that, if you got any questions, once again, this is just the opportunity for you to look at and ask questions. We will bring it back one more time. I apologize for that, but it's just a requirement. It gives us 2 weeks to run it in the Hayes Daily News, that we'll be having this policy, or a hearing on this policy. For some reason, they put that in the legislation, so we have to follow that. So that's why we'll delay it till November 13th.
This is the exact policy the KSB
Yes,
sent to you.
yes.
Thank you.
So if we have any questions, we can talk about it at the work session in a
Sure.
couple of weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
If something
Yeah.
comes up.
Okay, any other discussion on this? Okay. All right, and then, so that leads us to 5.3, and it's same situation, correct?
Yeah, I mean, this is the policy you could approve this evening. The only thing that is a little, it does reference the policy we just talked about, and it's pretty much the whole reference point of the current policy that's you're viewing right now. So
Yeah.
we can approve that in November as well. So, and I don't, other than that, it's just basically referencing the policy and striking out some language that doesn't apply because of the policy being. So I think we'll just go ahead and approve that down the road in November.
Okay. Any discussion on that? Okay. All right, that leads us to 5.4, special board meeting minutes. Mr. Park, you asked for that to be pulled out?
Yes, I asked that to be brought up because I looked at that minutes, and we had quite a long discussion on that, but there's no reference to any discussion that was brought up during that at least 25, 30 minutes of discussion. So I'm going to vote against this just because I think there's more information that should be added to the minutes. It's accurate as far as the agenda and the vote, but there's no discussion at all. So that's just my opinion.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the special board meeting minutes from Wednesday, October 4th, 2023.
I second those.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor vote yes.
Yes.
All those opposed vote no.
No.
All right. So that's fine.
I thought I pushed no. Sorry, Jessica.
All right. Okay, so we have 5-1. The meetings are approved, the minutes are approved. We have no executive session this evening.